It's 11:47 p.m. You finally have time. You open your laptop. You stare at the thing you actually want to do. Study, write, edit, learn a skill, build a business, whatever. And your brain goes, nope. Not angry, not dramatic. Just this quiet, invisible resistance. So you do what everyone does. You warm up by checking one notification. Then somehow you're watching a guy restore a 200-year-old knife with sandpaper and ASMR. And the whole time you're thinking, why can't I just focus? And then you blame yourself. Lazy, weak, broken, low discipline. But here's the counterintuitive truth. Your brain doesn't hate focus. Your brain hates boring with no reward. It's not a moral issue. It's a training issue. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make your brain crave boring work by using a stupidly small concept that changes everything. Tiny wins, not motivation, not willpower, not grind set. Tiny wins. Because once your brain learns that boring equals reward, focus stops being a fight. It becomes a reflex. Your brain is basically an investor. It's constantly asking, what's the return on attention? If you put attention into TikTok, the return is instant. Novelty, color, movement, social reward, little dopamine spikes every swipe. But if you put attention into something boring, like reading, editing, coding, studying, your brain doesn't see a reward right now, so it flags it as bad deal, abort. And here's the part nobody tells you. When you try to force focus anyway, your brain interprets it like you're walking into a cold lake. It goes, why are we doing this? This feels like death. Get out. That feeling you call lack of discipline is often just your nervous system saying, no reward detected. So the goal isn't to magically become a monk. The goal is to install a reward signal. You're basically teaching your brain a new equation. Boring effort to tiny reward to repeat. That's it. That's the whole game. People say focus is a muscle, and they imagine, okay, I'll just force a 3-hour deep work session. That's like walking into a gym and saying, today I'm deadlifting 500 pounds. No warm-up, no training cycle, just vibes and self-hatred. What happens? You fail. And your brain learns something important. This is painful and we don't win. So next time, it resists even harder. Because your brain is not here to make you successful. Your brain is here to keep you safe. And repeated failure feels unsafe. So we flip the strategy. Instead of trying to make your brain tolerate boredom, we make boredom winnable. We make it scoreable. We make it rewarding. And we do it with tiny wins. A tiny win is not finish the chapter. A tiny win is open the document, write one ugly sentence, read one paragraph, edit one clip, solve one tiny problem, do one 60-second rep. That's it. Because the win isn't the work. The win is teaching your brain, when I show up, I get rewarded. Even if the reward is just a check mark. Even if the reward is just the feeling of completion. Your brain loves completion. It's obsessed with it. That's why you can clean your room instead of doing the assignment. Because cleaning gives you a visible win. Your assignment doesn't. So we steal that psychology and use it for focus. The protocol. Step 1. Shrink the unit until it's impossible to refuse. You're not starting studying. You're starting 60 seconds. Literally. Set a timer for 60 seconds and do the smallest version of the task. Not to make progress, to start the loop. Because the hardest part of focus is not staying, it's entering. Your brain hates transitions, so we make the transition laughably small. If you can't do 60 seconds, do 20 seconds. If you can't do 20 seconds, do open the tab. You're not weak, you're reducing friction. That's skill. Step 2. Make the win visible. Your brain needs a scoreboard. If the work is invisible, it feels endless. So you need a physical marker, a checklist, a calendar you X out, a sticky note wall, a notes app where you log reps. Every time you do a focus rep, you mark it. Yes, this feels childish. Good. Childish works. Your brain is old software. It responds to simple signals. Step 3. Attach a tiny reward. Immediately. This is the part people skip because they think it's cringe. But training is training. After the rep, give yourself a tiny reward. Sip of your favorite drink, stand up and stretch, a short song, 1 minute outside, a single piece of gum, a literal nice out loud. The reward doesn't need to be big. It just needs to be consistent and immediate, because you're wiring a connection, effort to reward. Do that enough times, and your brain starts anticipating the reward. And anticipation is where motivation comes from. Step 4. Increase by 15%, not 200%. Most people try to go from 0 to 100. That's why they keep failing. The sweet spot is roughly 15% harder than comfortable. Not heroic, not dramatic, slightly uncomfortable. That's how you build capacity without your brain panicking. So you ladder it. 60 seconds, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes, 20 minutes, and you stay at a level until it feels boringly easy. Then you increase again. This is progressive overload for attention. The boredom exposure trick. This changes everything. Okay, this part is weird, but it's the fastest way to stop craving stimulation. Once a day, do this. Sit for 60 seconds with no input. No phone, no music, no tabs. Just sit. Your brain will start screaming. It'll pitch you ideas like, check email, search something, fix your life in one dramatic plan. Maybe you should reorganize your room. Maybe you should become a DJ. That's not you. That's dopamine withdrawal. You're watching the craving wave rise, and if you don't feed it, it falls. You're teaching your nervous system. Boredom is not an emergency. This is the hidden foundation of focus. Because focus isn't just staying on task. Focus is being able to exist without constant novelty. If you're a high sensitivity type, an orchid brain, a supersensor, this is especially important, because you feel the pull stronger. But that also means, when you train it, you can become absurdly good at deep work. The greenhouse rule, make focus the easy path. One more thing, you can't out-discipline your environment. If your workspace is designed like a casino, your brain will behave like a gambler. So build a greenhouse, not a prison, a greenhouse. Make the good path smooth, make the bad path spiky. Examples: phone in another room during reps, only one tab open full screen mode. Remove the apps that hijack you. Keep the task already open so the entry cost is low. You're not relying on willpower, you're designing gravity. Here's a real focus session, using tiny wins. 1. Timer, 60 seconds. Open the doc, write one ugly sentence. 2. Mark the win, tiny reward. 3. Timer, 2 minutes, keep going. 4. Mark the win, tiny reward. 5. Timer, 5 minutes, one more rep. 6. Mark the win, tiny reward. That's it. You did 3 reps. You didn't change your life. But you taught your brain something more valuable. When I start, I win. Do that every day for 2 weeks and something weird happens. Boring starts to feel familiar. Then it starts to feel safe. Then it starts to feel satisfying. And one day you look up and realize you've been working for 25 minutes without thinking about it. Not because you became a different person, because you train the loop. Let me be clear. The goal is not to become someone who enjoys spreadsheets for fun. The goal is to become someone who can do boring things without suffering. Because on the other side of boring is everything you want. Every skill, every project, every upgrade. Boring is the doorway, and tiny wins are the key. If you want, I made a simple tiny wins focus ladder you can copy. 60 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes, 20 minutes. And you just do 1 rep a day. That's the whole challenge. Start today. Comment 1 rep if you do your first 60 seconds. And if you want the next video, tell me this. Do you struggle more with starting or with staying once you start? Because the next one is about the starting monster, the invisible force that makes you procrastinate even when you care. And once you understand that, this gets even easier.